A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
Yeehaw! High noon and welcome in. This is the Mason Crosby Show on an absolutely beautiful Friday. My name is Mitch Nellis. Tommy Wirtz is here, and live in Green Bay, his home away from home, is the one, the only Mason Crosby. Good day to you, Mr. Crosby.
What's up? What's up? Yeah, we're trying to get the video going here. It's computer restarted. We got Trevor in here. I'm inside the studios.
Wait, Trevor's in there right now?
Oh yeah. He's getting me dialed back in.
Isn't he awkwardly tall?
Well, I do start questioning if we could actually, if we could fight this morning show crew. So,
well, there's
I'm
only
not
two
sure.
of them.
I know, but I mean, Tommy's going to have to. I did find out Trevor's weakness, so we know where to attack him if we need to.
It is his scrotum, Mason?
Well, that's where Tommy goes, but I'd go for his Achilles. I'm going for the Achilles.
Yeah, you got to go Achilles.
Man.
No, but you and Tommy could take out Trevor, and I'll take out Josh, and we'll be fine.
All right.
Like, that's the thing.
Hey.
There's only two of them. They need, unless they get Aaron, the new guy. Aaron's a big dude.
I know.
Aaron's bigger than me. He'd kick my ass.
All
Who
right.
wouldn't? Sparky and Rami. That's it. Everybody else kicks my ass.
You think Josh?
I don't know.
Not Josh. You're right. Josh does.
Yeah, I think you could be. Yeah, you can be scrappy.
Josh. Yeah,
You'd have to go. You'd have to go beat Josh up at Disney World, though. Like, we'd have to go find him.
Seriously. Violence at Disney as Wisconsin radio hosts.
If you put on
games in fisticuffs.
If you put on mouse ears, he won't even touch you. It's like it's a force field where it's just
like, no,
he can't hurt
do
you.
it.
He can't hurt
so
you
good.
if you do that.
That's so good. This is the Mason Crosby Show. We are here on this wonderful Friday, getting you ready for the U.S. men's national team. First game tonight, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. in Provo, Utah, as you get ready for that matchup against Paraguay, right? Correct? Paraguay. I got that right?
Paraguay.
Mexico wins the initial matchup of the World Cup yesterday over South Africa, 2-0. And I think, good for them.
Yeah, I'd say they looked good, and I think you want your host countries to win their first game, and I think you want the host countries to win their group and advance. Like, what would be better if like USA and Mexico met up at some point in this World Cup? I mean, that would be electric, and I think that's the hope. I haven't looked through the exact, all the bracketing. And so I don't know exactly where they might meet up. I think it would have to be like late in this thing, because I think they have the host countries kind of spread out in case they make a run. But that's what this is all about. I can't wait. We're going to be down on Titletown at 5:00.
Yep.
Kids, anyone coming out, we're going to be having some fun. I'm ready to get this thing rolling.
I have a question for you, Mason. And this isn't just if U.S. plays Mexico, but if one of them plays Canada. Does one of those host countries host that game, or do they move it to the third-party country? So, like, if U.S. plays Mexico, do you got to play that in Canada? If U.S. plays Canada, do you have to play that in Mexico? How does that I assume the sites are predetermined.
I think it's predetermined, yeah.
I feel like they got to step in and move that game.
And that's why I think it's like Mexico is playing their group stage and like most of their games in Mexico.
Yep.
Canada's in Canada, US, here in the States.
Right, you get home field. That
I
makes
think
sense.
how it would set up, it looks like they probably wouldn't play until maybe the semis. If one of the teams got there, so that would be
like
that would be late in the game. Yeah, it would be late.
Not happening.
No, it's semis. You call them quarterfinals, semifinals. There's no final. They don't do Final Four in the World Cup.
It's still the final four teams that are alive in the tournament, though, right?
Well, it is, but
for clarification purposes,
that's not what they call it. Yes,
home pitch advantage. Is it home pitch advantage?
Home pitch, yeah. Exactly. Would you be excited? I mean, okay, I get it. Like, it's great. You want to determine the third and fourth place team, but like, how deflating would that be? Like, you're playing another game for third and fourth place.
No, that's some European bullcrap.
Yeah,
That's not America. In America, once you're out, you're out. The NCAA tournament used to do that. They used to play a third place game. No,
it's just it feels gross. Yeah.
Total garbage. Total garbage. That should never exist ever
First,
again.
second place, just find the champion.
Not
That's
in America,
all we're
at least.
for.
You can play that in Canada. You can't play that in America.
Cancel this. We're not doing this in America. Exactly. The third and fourth place game is played in Canada for sure.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, we've made our decisions. Plenty of going on in the sports world. Mason, while you are at Titletown tonight, I don't know if they're going to have a little TV on in the corner, but must-watch TV is on at AmFan Field tonight. The Miz
for sure
is on the mound. So whenever The Miz is on, like, are we already past this point that he's must-watch TV? Are people around the country realizing how good he is? Because we in Wisconsin, we know.
But, you have to.
But is everybody else catching up to that?
I mean, the content I'm seeing, like in a national basis, is like, I was even golfing in Texas a few weeks ago, and it's like when the Miz pitches, he's part of that highlight reel. Like whenever they're showing all the highlights from any games across, like it's literally just Mizorowski pitching the ball, and that's what the people want to see. And so, yes, I think it's must-watch TV, and I will definitely be finding a spot to have that on in the background because I just don't want to miss seeing him just rip it at 103 as much as possible. So
amazing.
If he goes another 7 games tonight, like what are 7 innings? Like what are we? I mean, do you think at some point, and we've talked about this, they're going to have to say, hey, like we are going to pull you out after 5, even if it's going well. We have to start limiting some of these. Or do you think that's once we get to July? Are we not there yet?
And Tommy, I'm going to flip it on you again. Do you say you have to go 5, or do you skip a start and go like once a week every so often, let him go his 7, but he's not pitching every 5th day, maybe he's pitching every 6th day? Which of those scenarios do you see, and do you think it's necessary?
I think they're going to have to wait to see what's going on with Brandon Woodruff when he returns, which is supposed to be next week. Rumors he's rejoining the team today, and then he'll pitch in the Cleveland series, a candidate to pitch in the Cleveland series. It's kind of hard for me to say that I don't want to see Jacob Mizorowski try to do his absolute best every single time, but we also are in these uncharted waters of what his arm is able to do and what the stamina could be for this. I think that they'll probably do more of a Giannis load management where he plays or pitches only 5 innings as opposed to missing a whole game where Giannis would play 28 minutes as opposed to missing a whole game. So, I mean, Miz right now currently first in ERA with 1.5. He's first in opponent's batting average, 1.51. His whip at 0.81 is first. He has the most strikeouts at 116, has the best K per 9, hit per 9, and strikeout percentage all in Major League Baseball. Feels like a lot of people didn't bring up Christopher Sanchez giving up 3 earned runs over his last 14 innings over the last week and a half or so. But if Miz did that, it'd be breaking news on SportsCenter.
I don't know if I go that far.
It might be if he got shelled. I mean, Kyle Harrison type stuff.
Did he get shelled?
No, he didn't get shelled.
Right. But is that let's have that little conversation though. Like, is there enough hype for Miz? But then also is the beauty of playing in somewhat of a smaller market. If it doesn't go as well, you're not also taking as much flack.
I mean, I think we would do it in Milwaukee. Although at this point,
that's what
it feels
saying,
like
with nationally, you're not going to get
with Kyle Harrison, it felt like, all right, A, stadium was a joke, and B, his ERA is still 2.7. Like, that would be phenomenal out of Kyle Harrison to this point. He was, given the mulligan of one bad outing against a team that mashes in a stadium that was not pitcher friendly, right? And now Jacob Mizorowski, however, especially during this series where Sanchez is going to pitch on Sunday, I need him balling out today.
I have a question, and I don't understand this at all.
Okay.
I understand that Sanchez has pitched 15 more. He's given up almost double the amount of hits.
Yep.
The strikeouts are almost the exact same. And again, Mizorowski's done it in 15 fewer. He's got 3 more strikeouts. If I'm reading this correctly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, relax.
Why are you Crosby right now?
No, I got a little piece of something. Why is Sanchez's WAR so much higher than Miz? Sanchez is at 5.1. Miz is at 3.3. Sanchez is like significantly above every other pitcher in baseball. He's got 11 quality starts. Mizrowski's got 8. The ERAs are almost the same. Is it because of 15 more innings pitched? Is that it?
Could be. Otherwise, WAR is a stupid stat.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, there's times where it is a dumb stat. Just doesn't make sense. There's no doubt you watch both of them pitch, and what Sanchez has done has been phenomenal. Like, that's right. Not.
But they should be even. Like, they're even in almost everything. How is WAR not even?
When
did WAR become a trackable stat line and something that became important?
Yeah. When did
but it didn't really get looked at.
I'm telling you, Miz went to WAR whenever he told Pat Murphy not to take him out.
Yeah.
I'm like, give him a big bump in that. I don't even know what how they're identifying some of these. Like you're saying,
doesn't make sense.
The numbers don't make sense. Like stat lines don't make sense that Sanchez's WAR number would be that much higher than Miz's.
The stat became the sabermetric concept was developed in the 80s. However, it exploded in popularity around 2012.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't understand why Miz is 3.3 and Sanchez is 5.1 when Miz's whip is so much better. His K per 9 is so much better.
Doesn't give up hits.
Their ERAs are basically exactly the same. Yeah. I mean, he's got 15 more innings. Okay, great. Like, and after tonight, he'll have 8 more innings. And then after Sunday, he'll be back to 15. Like, I don't know. I don't want to get caught into the WAR discussion. It was just as an aside. Like, I just saw that.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Say it again. So Miz tonight, and again, back to the original point, is that Miz taking on Philly tonight. Tommy, we saw this stat earlier today. Since April 26th or something, the Brewers have the best record in Major League Baseball at 28-12.
Yep.
Philly has the second best record in baseball at 28-13 over the last 40 games, essentially. Yep. I'm excited for this weekend series. This is going to be a great barometer of where Miz is, where Harrison is, when Harrison faces Sanchez on Sunday.
I love that.
This is exciting.
Yeah, again, sure, Sanchez versus Miz would be electric, but I actually like Kyle Harrison going up against them just to kind of have that break in it. Yep. And now Miz has the show. It's his show tonight. He's going to get his flowers and do all that. I love that you brought that up, Mitch, because I was thinking the exact same thing. Is this one of those series now, like where we get a barometer of where this Brewers team really is, right? Like that A series was so weird. That was just like a weird series, late night games, like Vegas Stadium, all the stuff. So, okay. Kind of a little hiccup there. That wasn't their best showing. Now this is a real baseball team that they got to go out and like that is hot, playing well, has good pitching, does some similar things that the Brewers do. So I do feel though that this last year, so far this year, this is what the Brewers step up for. These are those types of series where they get up and we're going to see that true Brewers team come out and if they fumble a little bit, do we start kind of asking questions on on some of those things? And are we hoping Woody comes back sooner? Are we hoping that some of these guys, start showing up? If between Harrison and Miz, if that second game just doesn't go very well, we're expecting Miz to have a good one tonight. We're expecting it to go well.
Tommy, I want to throw this out to you if you remember this from last year. I remember when Philly came to Milwaukee last year, I remember there being almost like a palpable fear of Schwarber and Harper, like based on like the way Murphy managed the bullpen, the way he let starters either pitch or not pitch. It seemed like they were scared of those guys. Do you remember that at all from last year? Did you get that feeling? And do you think, especially with Miz and Harrison, that there's less fear this year for those two guys, as good as Schwarber's been?
Well, I liked how Mason broke it down where it can be Miz's show today and Kyle Harrison still gets to put together a performance against Sanchez. I also think, like, why not have Kyle Harrison steal the show while Christopher Sanchez is pitching during that? A good bounce back game against the Philadelphia Phillies. Like you said, one of the hottest teams in baseball right now. I don't think that this Brewers team fears anyone, and I don't think that anyone is buying the small market, David versus Goliath-esque narrative that's put on the Milwaukee Brewers anymore. I think that's gone. I think everyone now knows the Brewers just continue to do this every year. They continue to be counted out, doubted, and then they just prove to everyone they just know they might just know ball better than any other organization.
They know ball.
Well, they know regular season ball.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you got to get to a place. They did have a very young team last year that was trying to prove themselves against the Dodgers, who are an old team that has experience in the postseason. And now they have a couple guys with a couple years under their belt with a situation like that. Mason, did you go to the playoffs your first year and win the Super Bowl?
Should have.
No.
Should've.
In the NFC Championship. Yeah.
So
should have.
Now,
and that's the same thing, right? Yeah. Like I think losing to the Dodgers last year, again, they had a good first series against the Cubs. I think Tommy's right on the mark. Like they just faced a juggernaut against the Dodgers, and they just weren't able to overcome that.
And
I do think this team is built different.
And a very emotional series against the Cubs too, where I think last year it did become like, we cannot lose to the Cubs. Like we need to put everything out there. Then we need to make sure that we don't lose to the Cubs in Milwaukee. Also on top of it, you win the first two games, you're feeling great. Then you lose the next two, and you look like you saw ghosts over in Wrigley. Now it's like we have to expend everything, and Trevor McGill's pitching in the first inning, and we got to make sure that we don't allow a run to come across during this part of the game. Like this season feels a little different. That the goals are probably a little different for this Brewers team, and now they're not really even overachieving in a lot of minds in Milwaukee, even though the only people that are surprised are not living in Milwaukee about this Brewers baseball team this year. Well, the expectation was postseason win the Central.
But Tommy, I think there's a lot of people outside of Milwaukee who aren't surprised anymore either.
Well, they feel like they're done.
That's the storyline now. It's like this Brewers team is good. This organization knows what they're doing.
And they keep doing this.
Yeah, and you can't deny what they've done in this division. Like they're dominating, right? And like it's just like they know what they're doing. They take care of business. Yes, you have to get over that hump. You have to get past the Dodgers. You have to get past some of these top teams. I looked at like kind of a little forward here, and it's like these next three series I think coming up are super important. Yep. You play the Phillies, the Reds, and then the Braves Guardians. Sorry.
Guardians.
My bad. Reds are after that. Yeah, but, you play
Cleveland
Phillies, Cleveland, and then you play the Braves. Yep. And the Braves, Phillies have been hot, but the Braves are still have an 8-game lead over them.
Yeah,
like they are a hot team in baseball as well.
They're the class of baseball.
Exactly. They're the team. Probably right now concerns me more than the Dodgers. Maybe like the Braves could be that team, because I think their mentality will be more like the Brewers than how the Dodgers are. Dodgers are just like we have like we're the cream of the crop. We're everything. We're going to go out there and we expect to win. Right. The Braves are going to do some of the things that the Brewers are willing to do to go and win games. So a team like the Braves worries me a little bit more at this moment than maybe a Dodgers team.
We are also 3 days away from any new signings can be traded.
The 16th.
Is Luis Rengifo playing third base on July 1st for the Brewers?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
because they've said Matt Arnold just said it this week. He said, like,
can't mess up the chemistry.
Right. They're happy with how they're playing as a team, and the way they're playing is they're winning baseball games.
I would love to know what kind of locker room guy Luis Rengifo is, if not not saying like, oh, he seems like a bad guy, but like how important is he to the chemistry that's being built,
as opposed to like we assume Jake Bauers is like the best guy ever.
And again, like to point to another guy who maybe is not playing, like Sal Frelick, he's probably important in the clubhouse, right? Like you can tell that guy is like very much a leader in the clubhouse,
came up through the organization
type guy, right? Exactly. That's more where I'm at. Is Luis Rengifo on the same level as Sal Frelick is? No way, right?
No.
And so even if he's a good guy, it's still not the same. If they were to move on from Rengifo, I don't think that's ruining the clubhouse. Obviously, we all look back to the Josh Hader trade as like the one that ruined the clubhouse, and that one really did. Scotty Tiffany writes in, just put in my DraftKings lineup, and Miz is going for $12,000. I don't know what normal salaries are in DraftKings. I have to assume he's the most expensive pitcher tonight.
Seriously.
Like,
yeah, I mean, any of his numbers,
yep.
like, you just, sky's the limit with him right now.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's like we talked about this last week or earlier in this week. It feels like I've been gone forever. I was just off yesterday, but
travel day.
It was a long day. We woke up. I think we left at 4 a.m. or something like that, or woke up at 4. It was a long one.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. But we talked about this. Do you think teams are hesitant like now with like the Caleb Durbin trade and like the some of these trades that have gone off and like hit for the Brewers more than the other teams, that they're hesitant to trade with the Brewers right now? Like, would you trade any like of your top players with them?
No,
like,
they should be. Other teams should be hesitant.
Yeah.
Like, unless you're trading someone who's a proven commodity, and 414 writes in, what do you think the Brewers looking at the Twins? Joe Ryan, cheaper, we'd get him next year. Something like that. That's a proven commodity. It's not like they're taking Joe Ryan, who hasn't done much in the major leagues, and the Brewers put him in the pitching machine, and all of a sudden he's amazing.
They get him going.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you'll see those types of trades where teams are, as opposed to a 23-year-old up-and-comer who might be good, might not. If you trade him to the Brewers, he's going to be great. And so I think there will be more hesitancy there. Right, Mace? Like that just makes sense.
Well, and that's like if the Brewers are willing to part ways with one of their guys on the roster with how their organization is run,
right?
I'd be hesitant to be like, why are they willing to move on from this guy? It's like they must see something because they clearly see their players and their prospects a different way than some of these other organizations. And they're proving that through how they're winning some of these trades. So, it'd be interesting to see. And if we're talking about Rengifo getting traded, I just, at this point, does he have any?
Right.
You're just saying release, not even, a trade situation.
Or you trade him for cash. It's not, or a backup reliever, like a minor leaguer, like who knows? Yeah, but you're right. He doesn't have much value. It would have to be a team that maybe was interested in him in the offseason, saw what he did with the Angels when he did hit 12 home runs in a season, and thinks they can fix his swing or whatever that might be. Those are the types of things you have to look for. 414-677-1250 is the Nikolai Law Talking text line. Your thoughts on the Brewers. We're going to keep this Brewer conversation going. Aaron Trademark Registered writes in on Twitter, is today, June 12th, actually Jacob Mizorowski's 1-year anniversary of the call-up? Mm-hmm. Is that so? Today's his 1-year anniversary, and he's already basically neck and neck the co-leader for Cy Young in the National League. That's awesome. Crazy. Mm-hmm. Remember last year when we were like, oh, we should have bet on him for Rookie of the Year, and then he got shut down, and we were like, oh, thank goodness we didn't make it, because he was the overwhelming favorite for a while. But listen, there's a lot of baseball left. There's a lot of season left. We'll see what happens. We're going to keep the Brewer conversation going. I also had a little Matt LaFleur rant yesterday that I think we wanted to play for you, Mason.
Okay, I want to hear this.
Hear your thoughts on that. And we got to talk about fan bases because everybody's talking about the New York Knicks and their fan base.
I know.
And what does it mean? Like, how does it translate to Packers fandom and Brewers fandom and Bucks fandom and just fandom around the country? Do you get caught up in other teams' craziness, or are you jealous or bitter, or is it stupid?
Are we going to talk jealousy on this show?
Yeah. Why do you think I'm wearing a green shirt, bro?
Yeah. Jeez.
Isn't that envy?
Yeah. I mean, yes.
I want to dive, like, it kind of goes in hand, and I threw this at y'all a little bit, like who do you put more blame on, the coach or the player in situations like the Spurs, or like how that was handled? Because I know all the jokes and the memes are coming out. Was Matt LaFleur helping coach in like some of that time management and some of those situations, which I think is a little unfair, but I do still like some of that. The internet's undefeated when it comes to, trolling people.
That's for sure. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Tommy Wirtz. Mason Crosby live at WNFL in Green Bay today. He's sitting in Trevor Thomas's seat.
That's why he looks so short.
Well, he had to adjust everything for me. Yeah. Wow. Like the seat is really low.
Yeah. He's awkwardly tall. Trevor Thomas. Tall. This is the Mason Crosby Show. looking forward to the weekend. I am looking forward to the weekend. This is the Mason Crosby Show here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Mitch Nellis, Tommy Wirtz.
Why?
Mason Crosby with you. Sick of seeing your face.
Oh,
No,
okay.
Jeez.
no, I'm not. That's not true because I'm actually going to be watching your face all weekend long and loving every minute of it.
Loving every minute of watching my face.
Yes, I love when I watch your face on YouTube for the leadoff show and for the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. I tune in all weekend long. I don't go start to finish.
Okay.
But I watch parts of every single show.
Well, it's a good thing that you watch on the YouTube stream, and you can too. WI Sports Radio on YouTube, trying to get to 4,000 subs in.
Come on, people, let's go.
That would be awesome because I'm going to try to give a presentation on it next week. So
What does that mean?
Just hit that button.
Some
Just subscribe.
Oh, I
Just
thought like in school.
Subscribe. Subscribe.
No.
Subscribe.
I graduated.
Smash and pound that follow button.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
Smash it.
Subscribe.
Is Mason on is there a loop?
I'm on a loop. I'm AI. This is a robot.
Buffering. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Mason, so travel is all good. Do you feel like when you land in Green Bay and like driving around or whatever, like do you feel a vibe? Like do you feel like this feels like home?
Yeah, Nolan and I were driving around and we're just like, man, like it's good to be back. It's weird flying into the airport, not like living here. We lived here for so long and it was just like, all right, this is a different feel as you come in, but yeah, it's just so familiar. We were here for so long and then went right over and played golf at Oneida Country Club. And yes, I didn't stink yesterday, boys. I had a good day, shot a nice 73, got back out onto, the stomping grounds, a little one over.
What'd you eat? Hold on, what'd you eat?
Well, last night I had a nice they had garlic shrimp and like rice and broth. It was tasty.
What did Nolan have?
Nolan went and hung out with some of his buddies during the day. So cool. I think they went to Dave and Buster's and ran around. Did some stuff.
Little Rumble was at Dave and Buster's yesterday with her friends.
Oh, nice.
Different Dave and Buster's. Bay, though. No, Tulsa.
There are more than than one. Yeah.
Your kids are way cooler than you guys. That's what I just learned.
Our kids are cooler than us? I don't know. Mason shot 18 and had garlic shrimp.
Yeah,
I did nothing. Everybody's
good.
cool.
Yeah, but they went to Dave and Buster's. It's like a way better night than.
It's a great night. It is a great night.
Yeah,
you're not wrong.
Yeah, I was in bed at about 8:30, 9 o'clock though. Yeah. It was a long one.
Well, you knew you had a big day today because you had the radio show and you got to stay late start. Is that why is it a late start? Like why is this World Cup at 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern? Like what are we doing here?
Because they're playing on the West Coast, so it's like they want it to be a 6 o'clock start over there.
They're in LA.
Yeah, you can't start it too early out on the West Coast. So, yeah, that's kind of the issue. They're going to be playing late games, but hey, for you, Mitch, you can catch Canada today at 2 o'clock if you want to catch that game. Yeah,
and I will.
Yeah, exactly.
But I will tune in not just for the game, but I'm tuning in for the national anthem.
Yeah, the
Canadian national anthem, man, that's my jam.
And you know who they're playing? Bosnia Herzegovina.
Herzegovina.
That's right. Yep. They have they have someone from that was born in Wisconsin on that team.
Really?
Yeah.
Who do you know? If I looked it up,
his name, it feels Bosnia, it feels like the right name.
What is that? Like Sergey? What was
that? Sergey?
Well, it's tough because you look up the roster, and I'm looking up right now, and obviously all their nationalities are Bosnia Herzegovina, but it's hard to
exactly.
I wonder.
Let me see. I'm sure I can
Google it. Yeah,
I'll find his name, and we'll get to that. But let's talk some real sports, we won't just talk soccer.
JB in the 920 just wants to remind us that Chicago Tommy is a handsome man on the video stream. This ain't a lie.
Oh, he loves it.
True.
He's getting after you.
Esmir Barakterovic.
Yeah, try to say all their names. I want you to read down.
Nicknamed Milwaukee Messi. Oh,
there it is. Yeah.
Esmir
Milwaukee Messi. There it is.
Baj Rakterovic.
Yep, that's him. Yep.
He's 21.
Baj Rakterovic.
Yep. Wow.
He
was born in
plays
Milwaukee.
for Jong PSV, not Dong PSV. Just if you were wondering, it's Jong.
Nice. Yes.
Can he get a Jong off his butt in this World Cup?
Wow. I don't see why not. That's wild.
A Jong off his butt.
If he scores.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Unbelievable.
Love it.
born in Appleton, Wisconsin.
There you go. See,
all right.
I know ball.
So not even close. To
Has
Milwaukee.
played for the New England Revolution from 21 to 25. All right. Well, he did play.
Look at one of the forwards.
He played for the U.S. He played for the U19 U.S. and the U23 U.S. and the United States team in 2024. He played one match and then switched over, and now has played 16 matches for Bosnia-Herzegovina. So I'm sure I'm sure there's a story.
All these are so interesting because they did a thing on France, like players born in France that play on these other teams. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton on like Ghana and some of these African squads.
Right, because they're under French control, but their parents were probably born in these other countries. And
for sure.
I mean, listen, Giannis Antetokounmpo, like his older brother I don't think he ever played for the Nigerian national team, but played soccer professionally in Nigeria because that's where he was from originally. And Giannis probably could have petitioned at some point to play for Nigeria if he'd wanted to, because his parents were refugee immigrants from Nigeria who came to Greece.
And I do feel like they've probably gotten a little more lax on it than I feel like they used to be. Mm-hmm. Like it used to be pretty strict on like, all right, is this your nationality? Do you have a family member, like a direct family member? It feels like you see players kind of maybe start under one country, national team, and then they move somewhere else. Like we have Balogun, who's the starting striker for the U.S. His story's crazy. They were visiting New York, his parents, from where is he from originally? I'd be mistaken if I just threw out a country, but they were in the U.S. in New York for like a month. He was born in Brooklyn. And that is why he's able to play for the U.S. national team, because he got citizenship being born here in the U.S. But actually, I think grew up in London and was never actually in America. But he is one of the best players on this national team. So it's awesome. And then hearing him, he's like, I am so just thankful, for this opportunity. Like it's awesome just that he's bought in, even though he didn't grow up in America. He's like, hey, I was born here. I'm going to play, as hard as I possibly can and give everything for this national team. And I just love these stories. Like the World Cup storylines are just, they're endless with all these types of things.
Well, it's one of the things that I think it's a little similar to is like why we tune into the Olympics. Like Mike Tirico every night during the Olympics has a human interest story that's amazing. Like Teddy Kuzniak, who did some of that, who's a Wisconsin native and works for NBC Sports in Boston. Like when she would cover the Olympics, she always had a human interest story, and we're going to see those over the next couple of weeks. Like we'll see, there's an article already in like last week in the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel about Esmir and about growing up in Appleton, and we'll see. Not just the American ties, but other people. When France plays an African nation, and a couple of those players were born in France, like that's human interest. And I think that is another thing that draws a lot of us to this sport who might not, like me. Like I'm not a huge soccer fan. I'm very vocal about that. Like I don't hate soccer, but I'm just not, it's not my jam. But when there are cool stories like this of whose parents, fleed this nation to go to this nation, and who were refugees and who were immigrants and who ended up being on the grandest stage of them all in the soccer world in the World Cup and are now like playing for the country that they're wearing that flag for. These are cool stories that we get to be a part of now.
It's really cool. Yeah, I love the human side of it. And just like, again, those storylines will continue to come out as this tournament progresses. And I think those are things, like you said, the Olympics, World Cup, any of these national team events just really bring out that side of it. And I think it's hard. It's hard not to watch it and just be like, all right, man, look at the journey this person had to go through, their family had to go through to get to this point. And it just makes it even more special.
I have a question in regards to, so is it Florian? Is that the guy's
Florian,
name? Yeah. Okay. So he was born to Nigerian parents.
Nigerian. That's what I was thinking, but I didn't want to.
Moved to the UK with his parents when he was 1 month old. And then when he was 8 years old, he joined the youth academy for Arsenal. Does that sound right?
So he could have played for Nigeria, England, or the USA.
how young is that? Like as young as they start scouting kids, and then when you get brought into a youth academy, are you just like, hey, after school, come here, or do they like up and move you to a place where they're like housing you and then now grooming you to become a good soccer player?
I don't know if they house, but they'll give you they give family support and stipends, and it's like kind of help and control like your schooling, because it's like you are playing soccer and then you will go to school around your soccer schedule basically. And so like the academies over there are a fully operational academy where your school is kind of secondary to your soccer training, and
they start doing that when you're 8.
Sometimes, yeah. Obviously, in that case,
how ridiculous do you have to be at 7 for that to happen?
Right, I don't evaluate that guy. Like, who knows? Yeah, that's insane.
That makes no sense.
It's starting to grow here in the States. It's starting to ramp up. I know that they have a full blown academy over in California with one of the MLS teams. And then there's one, I think, eventually that's looking to maybe kind of in the beginning phases there in like the Dallas area. So these things are starting to ramp up a little bit more here. And if you want to make it that level, you almost like you play soccer and then you do everything else around your soccer schedule.
That's
I know.
Yeah, that's wild. So Mason, do you have an official prediction for like, what do you know about Paraguay?
You know, they have some sneaky good talent on this squad. Some guys like that play, it's some high level soccer, internationally. But I look at this and I'm like, USA, if they don't win by 2 goals, I'm going to have some questions about them.
Okay,
really? That's how I picture this one. Yeah,
all right.
I'm like, I don't know.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. Almiron is a player on Paraguay that is concerning. He's a really good player in the Premier League.
Is that his last name, or is his name Almiron?
No, it's Almiron is his last name. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh. I call him Almiron.
Almiron, yes. Oh. And soccer is such an interesting sport too. And my brother and I talk about this all the time, because he's a guy, like if you just saw him standing out like in the street, or even on the field, you'd go out on the field and you'd be like, this guy's not good. Like, there's no way this guy is a world-class soccer player. He's kind of lanky, like doesn't like look just like a stud. And then he just will go ball out. And I think that's like the thing about soccer. Sometimes maybe where in America, we might not view it the same as well, because we look at our athletes in football and basketball and in baseball, where it's like, that guy looks like an athlete, like he looks the part. And sometimes soccer players don't look the part, and then they just go out. I remember playing youth soccer, my brother and I talk about all the time, and we'd always be very cautious to put like a stereotype on a player before we actually face them. Because there'd be guys on teams and you're like, oh, I'm going to get after this guy. And then all of a sudden you go in hard on a tackle and he just breaks your ankles. And you're like, okay, I need to kind of rethink how I'm playing this guy today.
Nice. Yeah. So I'm excited to see this one. US, Mason said it here. They're going to win by 2. All right.
Got to win by 2.
They got to win by 2. Not
okay,
that they're going to win by 2.
If you go to the Potawatomi Sportsbook, they have betting odds up. If you bet Florian to score, USA in full time, in the over of 2.5 pays 15-1.
Okay.
So there you go. How do you feel about that? Mason,
3-1 game is what I'm looking for.
And Florian scores?
And Florian scoring. I think he needs to open this thing up. He scored. He had a great season this year, with his club. So yeah, they need to get him the ball, a lot, and see if he can't get a goal this first game.
We are the Mason Crosby Show. Mason's live at WNFL in Green Bay. Tommy and I holding it down at the Fan in Milwaukee. We've got Packers stuff to talk about. We've got fan bases to talk about. Will there be a new NBA champion when we open the show on Monday? Tom, you flying to San Antonio this weekend?
I'm not.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'll bet thousands of New Yorkers are, though.
I'm looking for radio station jobs in Boston, though, saying I can just cover the Bucks kind of all the way around.
Relax. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Unbelievable. Slapping the bass. Slapping the bass.
Slapping the bass.
Slapping the bass.
I love it.
This is the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Nellis, Tommy Wirtz, Mason Crosby here with you. Mace, what's your hat today?
It always says dad season. You know that.
I was actually surprised you weren't wearing like a U.S. men's national team something or other. Do you have any soccer gear besides Walsall?
Oh yeah, they sent me a Crosby jersey, USA Crosby jersey. So
and
I'm gonna be rocking that tonight.
All right.
Are any Walsall players playing in the World Cup?
Ooh, that's a good question, Tom.
I don't think so.
No, nowhere around anywhere.
I'll have to confirm that.
The power of
not
yet.
Not yet.
Have you ever thought about just taking the best Americans and putting them all in Walsall, seeing if they could get up to the Premier League?
We've considered that, but they have a lot of rules, and you have to have you can only have a certain number of foreign players on at that level.
Do you have anyone from Walsall proper on Walsall?
I don't know if I don't think there's any like super local kids. There's some kids from Birmingham and like that area.
Alabama.
Close. From Alabama. Yeah, exactly. That's a big pipeline. Alabama to Walsall is a huge pipeline.
It's Roll Tide and up the Saddlers.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Similar color. Yeah. But we could, we rock red over there. So, I mean, we maybe get some Wisconsin Badgers. We could get some Madison kids over there. That'd be good.
That'd be a lot of fun. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Talking text line. Miz on the mound tonight. Matt LaFleur, I had some comments yesterday after the 2-minute drill that I want to play for Mason when we come back. And we're still going to talk fan bases because the New York Knicks fan base is really feeling itself right now. Like, and they probably should be.
You think they should be? Okay.
I think they probably should be. I don't know if they win Game 5, but the way they won Game 4 was pretty unbelievable. No doubt about it. Yeah. Yeah. For the Spurs. Yeah. He's Mason Crosby. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Weather on the Fans brought to you by the Milwaukee Area Napa Auto Care Association. Chamber of Commerce weather, 77 degrees and sunny here in Hales Corners. 80 for a high today, 63 for a low tonight. Beautiful weekend ahead of us. Get outside and enjoy it, people.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
Brand new album drop by Olivia Rodrigo.
I've been waiting for that.
I know at least 4 of the 7 people in your household, Mason, have been waiting for it. That's a majority, bro.
Who was that? Nolan, me, and Molly and Charlotte? Is that who was?
The oldest 4.
There you go.
Yeah. They call you the old squad. You 4 are the old squad.
Yeah, we're the old ones there.
Yeah. You're playing the clean version. You might want to throw that down in the background in case it isn't.
I
knew you weren't. I knew you weren't. I knew it.
I knew you weren't.
It's the official video.
Yeah, exactly. So
I don't know what.
Get ready for that button.
I don't know what I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, good job.
This is the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Nellis, Tommy Wirtz, Mason Crosby here with you as we look ahead into the weekend. Again, Miz on the mound tonight. U.S. men's national team playing tonight as well. Mason will be glued to multiple screen. You're a multiple screener tonight for sure.
I can multiple screen, and I'm a little disappointed that the U.S. national team didn't consider that Mizorowski was pitching tonight.
Yeah,
I feel like that was a miss on their part.
That's a miss. That's a big miss for sure. Speaking of misses, yesterday we're doing the show, and we get all these alerts that the Green Bay Packers are in their 2-minute drill, and in their 2-minute drill, at the end of it, they're down by 3, and they get to the 17-yard line. And they decide on 4th and 1 with 20 seconds left, they decide to kick a field goal from the 17-yard line.
Yeah.
And Trey Smack smacks it wide
Yikes.
left, I believe.
It's been going left a little bit.
And misses. And they then Matt LaFleur, ran it back and had him kick a 50-yarder under pressure, and he made the 50-yarder, and that's fine. But he missed that one. And my bigger issue, I'd say, was that 4th and 1, 20 seconds left. Why are you taking down by 3?
Yeah.
You taking the ball out of Jordan Love's hands?
Well, I mean, I would have said last year, and we've seen them going for it on 4th and 1. Like, is this going to be a thing, or is this just a drill? Right. So it is mini camp. This was just a drill trying to get Trey Smack to hit a kick and do the drill. I am a little concerned that he's missing these kicks, those mid-range kicks. He's kicking and hitting a long ball, which that's great. But you make your money in that 35 to 45 yard range, right. And that has not been good so far.
And I heard
he's got time to work on it.
He's got time to work on it, Mason. As I told you during the break, I heard Ryan Longwell talking today about how Chris Jackie, himself, and you. When you guys got to Green Bay, you had to learn how to hit the ball a little bit lower than maybe you had hit it previously in your college careers, because you don't want it to get up too high. That's when you end up missing left. And that smack is probably hitting that ball too high, and that's something that he thinks Smack can learn. Like he was saying, and you've talked about this too. Like he was probably, if not probably, he was the best kicker coming out this year,
for sure.
And he has the talent to figure that out, but he's going to have to figure that out. And so whether it's a combination of the special teams coach, whether it's whether it's Ryan Longwell or you getting up there and getting a bug in his ear, or whoever his kicking coach is, because the kicking game has changed a little bit, hasn't it? From like, now there's glory in hitting 60-yarders. There's not as much glory in hitting 38-yarders every single time. And we kind of need to reteach that lesson to our kickers, right?
I think so.
That consistency matters, right?
That's a great point, because that is, the guys that you see that have stayed and are still in this league right now, that aren't the young guys that have just gotten new contracts done. Like, they are making their kicks inside, from 35 to 50 yards. Yep. Those are automatic, and then they're able to reach back and hit those long ones when they need to. But let's be real. You're going to kick 5 to 6 50-plus yarders in a season. Yep. You're going to kick 12 plus, 40 to 50. You're going to kick probably 10 to 12, 30 to 40 yard field goals. Like, you're doubling the amount of kicks, tripling the amount of kicks between that 30 to 50 yard range. Mm-hmm. You have to make those kicks. Like, those are non-negotiable. Yeah. And it took me a little while. Like, and it is hard when you are a young kid. You're wanting to showcase your leg. You're wanting to show that
you're young, you're strong.
And you have to learn how to control that and say, all right, that ball needs to get up quick, but it's got to flatten out, or that wind is going to affect it. And for me, it's like, the miss left was always the one I wanted to guard against. Yes. Like, missing left is like, you're just kind of like, that means you're just doing something. You're quick. You're coming over the top. You're doing something. It's the same in golf. My miss left, when I'm missing left, I'm like, oh my gosh, something fundamentally is not going right. You did something wrong. Yeah, exactly. So for me, whenever I think missing left, that it's not concerning yet, but it's something that we should, we're going to have to watch out for, and we're going to have to watch. I had a guy that I golfed with, and he asked me a question about the kickers. And he said, if the Packers believe, and like everyone's thinking this could be one of those teams that makes a run, wins the division, could be a Super Bowl contender, he's like, why would they get rid of a veteran in McManus and go with a rookie kicker? And I thought it was a good question, and I look back and I was like, my situation was a little different because they had, Longwell wasn't there. They had a guy, Rayner, that they, they were trying to figure out if he was going to be the guy, and they drafted me. And we went to the NFC Championship. We went 13-3. Like, it was one of those years, and they felt like had we gotten to the Super Bowl in big moments, like, I'd get it done. So I think that's the hope, is like, all right, we can get Trey Smack to kind of just figure this out, get the elements figured out, these crosswinds, the winds. I will say that the practice field there outside Lambeau Field might be harder kicking than inside Lambeau Field at times. Oh, really? Like, it gets nasty down there. So so we do have to consider some of that stuff. But
as opposed to Haversick,
that's a inside. 17. That's a 35-yard field goal.
35-yarder. It's a 35-yarder.
We got to knock that through. Yeah. And I think, again, we talk about communication expectations. Like, I hope they're just saying, like, hey, Trey, like, you got to make that kick. Like, we expect that kick to go in every time, and we're going to go in, we're going to get it done. Good thing he bounced back, hit a 50-yarder, but I do worry about these young guys. It's like you see it across the league all the time. These young guys come in, and they're hitting 55, 58, and then they're missing these weird 40-yarders, these 42-yarders, and you're just like, all right, let's find that middle ground, and let's get there quicker, and let's realize, let's listen to these veterans, the Ryan Longwells, myself, like, let's look at some of these, how guys had longevity, and let's try to get there a little quicker, because at the end of the day, you're going to be a flash in the pan. You can have a good season, you can have some good moments hitting those big kicks, but you're going to have longevity by making those mid-range all day long.
Mitch actually said the same thing when we talked about this.
enough of being the biggest, idiotic, smartest guy in the room. You are not the smartest guy in the room. You are an idiot. Let Jordan Love be your quarterback.
I know.
And if Jordan Love plays his way out of being your franchise quarterback, that will happen on the field.
Yes.
But for you to take the ball out of his hands, even in training camp, you suck as a coach. Okay? You absolutely suck as a coach. And whatever confidence you're trying to give a rookie kicker, and then he misses the 35-yarder. Now, he then had him kick a 50-yarder, and that was good. And that's great. But that's not in the flow of action. That's like, oh, you missed this one, so let's hit this one. Like we do with our 4-year-old when they like miss an easy shot, and it's like keep shooting until you make one because you don't leave the park on a miss. You leave the park on a make. I mean, it's training camp. Who cares? But it's just continued garbage by the idiotic Matt LaFleur. Like he's just an idiot. He's just stupid. That's all I got for you.
Wide left. Yeah,
I do. Yeah,
but to his point, Mason, like
imagine that. And this is like, I don't always get into the what if game, but if that kick is to go to the playoffs or to win a playoff game or something like that, and you decide not to go for it on 4th and 1, and you kick that ball and you don't make it, this goes into that conversation.
Fire LaFleur.
Who's more to blame? Head coach or player in that situation?
That's right.
Expect the player to kick it. It's not a bad call, but it's also like, are you playing to win or are you playing to like just manage defeat and manage loss or manage
He's playing
the
to not
situation?
lose. He's not playing to win. He's playing to not lose. That's tying the game right there.
Like,
a 35-yarder to tie the game.
Like,
it wasn't to go win the game.
Even in training camp, can't you tell your team that we are going to play to win the games this year? We're not playing. Yes, I get it. We need the rookie kicker to get some confidence and make that kick. But can't we instill a winning atmosphere and a winning attitude in this team that it's time to take the next step and not just finish 7th and not just lose in the playoffs, but actually win a playoff game, actually win multiple games, actually be Super Bowl contenders?
And you are practicing a bad situation. You have you say they had 20 seconds left?
Yeah.
Like you have to get the first down, run the clock down.
Right.
Then.
They did have no timeouts left.
Who cares?
Right.
Because it's either you get the first or you don't. Run, get a first down, run the clock, spike the ball, and then go and win the game.
Right.
Like,
thank you.
I guarantee you, if Aaron's there as the quarterback, you're not doing it that
even in training camp.
I don't believe you. I don't believe because he did it against San Francisco. He had the chance to prove it that he wouldn't do that, and then Mason had to trot out there to make a one-score game a one-score game.
And Tampa Bay.
That's what he said. Yeah. It was Tampa Bay. Yeah,
Tampa.
It was Tampa
Not
Bay.
San Francisco.
It was
Tampa.
Tampa Bay.
That was the one where he should have ran it in, right?
That was the Tom Brady game.
Aaron should have ran it in against Tampa?
Yeah.
Why did I think it was San Fran?
I don't know. That was the whole.
It was the Tampa game where we were down
the Scotty, what's his name game?
Regardless, yes.
Irregardless.
Yes.
Yeah, but that was 4th and 8 or 4th and goal from the 8-yard line.
It was, but on 3rd and goal is when Aaron should have ran it because he would have gotten at least half of it.
It's a one-score game to a one-score game. Did you guys get the ball back after that?
Nope.
No. You did not.
Game over.
Stop being scared to coach football.
But that's it, though. You practice it a certain way, like those situations. Right. Like LaFleur's training himself right now as well. That's what I'm. Yeah, I agree with you.
Practice it this
way.
He's
training himself.
Such a coward, Mason. He's such a coward.
Yeah.
But I would say analytics, situational football. You have 20 seconds left. You're 4th and 1. Like you get the first down. You clock the ball.
Right.
Yeah. You get the first down, you clock it with 4 seconds left, and then you kick the game winner with no time left.
Or game tire.
Stop looking at analytics.
Or game tire if you have to. Yeah.
Start looking at the man in the mirror when you try to coach football. Stop looking at a spreadsheet, Matt LaFleur. That's what I want.
I don't want him to look at the man in the mirror. I want him to look at the man who's playing quarterback and say it's either time to trust him or not. It's either time to trust Jordan Love or not. Mason, you ready for trivia time?
Let's get it.
All right. Name the 8 teams Dave Rayner played for in the NFL.
He played for 8 teams?
8 teams. I was shocked. I did not remember this at all.
Detroit.
Yes.
Green Bay.
Yes.
Cleveland.
No.
Oh, I thought he went to Cleveland.
But right down the road from Cleveland.
Cincinnati.
There you go.
Okay. Gosh, I forgot he was at Cincinnati. Did he go to the Jets?
No.
Okay. I just assume I always pick Cleveland.
You might not. Yeah, you might not know this, but where was he the year before?
Did
Green
he go
Bay?
to Jacksonville?
No.
Oh God. Good
Do
for him.
you remember the year he was? I mean, you didn't know him the year
He went
before.
to Detroit after.
Yes.
He was at
I mean,
Minnesota.
Some of these were one-game stints.
Yeah, they were like
yeah.
Indianapolis.
Indy,
I think
he started in Indy and then came to Green Bay.
He was in Indianapolis. Gosh, did he go West Coast? Was he at the Chargers?
He was with the San Diego Chargers.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes.
Look at this.
Yeah.
So is that 5?
That's 5.
Okay. Did he go to St. Louis?
Nope. No, St. Louis.
No.
Who's
Did he
St.
go
Louis?
to
St. Louis? They don't have.
Yeah, they were the St. Louis Rams. At that point.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Dave Rayner went
Next thing you're
to
gonna tell me, there was
Cardinals.
a
How
team
did
in
you-
Was he
San
at the
Diego.
Cardinals?
How did you kick in St. Louis? St. Louis.
Oh, I love St. Louis. I had a 58-yarder in St.
That's a
Louis.
dome. I mean, that's
No,
dome's
bombed it.
dome's
Yeah,
good.
love
Dome's
it.
going to dome.
Yeah,
That
it's
dome's
just like,
still there, by the way.
is it
like,
still
yeah,
there?
like
What do
they're-
they
like
do
they're-
there? Do they
I
have
don't-
concerts and stuff?
I don't
mean,
know.
maybe.
It's like literally sitting empty and it's like dusty and filthy inside.
It'd be hard to tear that down.
Right.
Yeah.
They haven't.
Right in the middle of the city.
All right. So he played 14 games with Indy his rookie year. Then
Okay.
came and played 6. He only kicked once for Indy, so he must have been on their practice squad. But he was on for 14 games. So I don't know. He took 4 kickoffs, 0 for 1, a 50-yard field goal. Green Bay for 16 games. Then in 2007, played 10 games for Kansas City. And then 1 game for San Diego. Then in 2008, he played at 2 games for Cincinnati. He did not play in 2009. In 2010, he played for Detroit 8 games. And then in 2011, his final game, played 1 game for Oakland and then 7 games for Buffalo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Really all
What
over
a
the
journey.
place.
Yeah, that was all over.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Six actual seasons in the NFL, 8 different teams.
Hey, got that pension.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
so,
what it's all about,
yeah.
right?
Get those benefits. Yeah, keep those things going.
Yep.
And that's again, Dave Rayner, great leg. Had hit the ball well. It's it just sometimes those things just don't match up.
What was his
right.
field goal percentage career? What was yours? What was yours?
I don't know. It was like 81 and change, something like that. So
Okay.
All
Let's
right.
see.
Should I give you an over under, or do you want to guess a range?
he was probably over. I don't know. I don't think. Yeah, he wasn't bad.
72.2.
Okay. So
His
Not
year in Green Bay, he was 74.3. And then his year in Detroit, 8 games, he was 81.3. That was his best.
that was his best. Okay.
81.3 is Mason's average.
And that was Dave Rayner's best. There you go. That's why Mason Crosby was the kicker and not Dave Rayner.
There you go. Yeah.
Say less, basically.
Say less.
That's all you need to know.
What was your worst
2?
year, Mason? What was
Don't-
the percentage?
It was
Stop talking.
2012. we all
Get
know.
out of
Yeah,
here.
what was the
We're all
percent?
there.
What was the percent?
It
We're
was
talking
70
about
it was
current kickers.
71.
Let's talk about it was 63 something. It was awful.
63.
Get
Hey,
out of here.
But what was your best year?
No wonder I called for you
yeah,
to
I
get
had
cut.
100%. I had a 92% year. Like,
Yeah.
How'd you not
You
make
know?
a Pro Bowl? This is bull crap.
I don't know.
I hate the NFL. All right.
Green Bay.
By the way, real quick, 414 writes in, Tommy, you're not going to Boston Sports Radio to follow Giannis. You know you're going wherever your man crush, Jake Bowers, is going wherever he signs as a free agent next year.
Wherever.
I
I put an emphasis on wherever.
So I want to bring this up real quick
Come
before we
on,
get to
Jake.
fans, because we're going to talk about fans in the next segment. Is there any universe where Jake Bowers, who's playing at an all-star level, gets traded by the Brewers this year, knowing
shut
they're
your
not
mouth.
bringing him back
You
next year?
Stop it right now.
Just throwing that out.
Why would you even consider that? He's like one of the best players on the team, one of the best hitters on the team.
I mean,
do that?
I agree.
That philosophy, like, isn't that far of a stretch. Like, I don't like it either, but I mean, that's how they play ball sometimes there at the Brewers. If they can get somebody that they think,
You
that
guys
they
are
think
just
could be more
trolling.
long
Now
term.
You're just trolling. All you guys, there's no way, no shot, 0% chance.
Did
Guaranteed.
you guys see this on the talking?
What do you
text line?
think the Packers have to pay Tucker Kraft to not have him go to free agency and test that number?
Is he a free agent after this season?
Yeah.
Is this
Like
his 5th year?
Wait, are we talking
He's
about
not
Jake Bowers?
he's
still
not
or
a-
Tucker
No,
Kraft?
we're
Tucker
talking about
Kraft.
Tucker Kraft. Do you listen to the show at all?
You literally just changed in
I
half a second.
because we're talking about
in the
players
middle
and
of a
being free
conversation
agents.
about
Mason
Jake Bowers.
said his name.
Oh my gosh!
Gosh,
Yes,
why
he
do
is
you
a
love
free
Jake-
agent
You
after
love Jake Bowers that
2026.
much, you can't hear any other names but Jake Bowers.
It's like working with squirrels on a radio show.
Yes.
Well, no, it
That's-
made sense
That's what
because
live radio is, bro.
we were talking free agency and we had been talking the Packers. We went to the Brewers all of a sudden. So I went back to the Packers and I said, like, Jake Bowers is having a heck of a year. Tucker Kraft will be that guy. What do they have to throw at him to not go to free
This
agency
is
and
Tucker
see
Kraft's
what that
fourth
number is?
year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't they have the fifth-year option?
No, it's only
he was
for
not a
first
first
round
rounder.
picks.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Mhm.
I don't know balls.
Don't
so.
you ever watch the NFL
No,
draft?
I don't.
I know.
I don't. I literally
know
don't.
you don't.
Do you have
I
do you have
hate
to pay him? Do you have to pay him? You
I don't
know,
want to pay
George
him.
Kittle. Like
right.
you got to get like
You have to pay him, but I don't want to pay him now. I want him to play 6 games. I want to see what he does on the field.
I think
I
if
don't
they
want-
don't try to extend him, he's going to test the
I
market.
hate that they're paying a guy coming off this injury. I hate paying a guy off an injury. I want to see it. Maybe in 4 games. Give me September, Tucker. Show me you're 100%, and I will pay you whatever you want me to pay you. I will pay you market rate, but I got to see it in NFL football games. Tell me I'm an idiot.
And they
You're
do
an idiot.
things right. They did with Watson, all that. Like if they're wise, and they usually are up there, and they understand how they have to do things. You're going to him in training camp, and you throw a number at him, and you just see what they're thinking, because you might be able to get him at a discount right now without him playing games. If he plays 4 to 6 games and balls out, that number changes significantly.
That's okay, though. Then he's worth it. I wanted that number to change. That means the Packers are destroying teams.
But then does he accept like a top 10 number, like a 5 to 10 highest paid? Like, I don't know.
Can you
I
have
think
that? Can you have that conversation with him now? Can you talk about it with him now? Be like, hey, we are offering you top 3 tight end money. We're going to, but we're going. We just want to make sure everything's cool in September, that NFL games go the way they should, but we're offering you top 3 tight end. We're going to make you a top 3, if not the highest paid tight end in all football. Like, we are prepared to do that. We just got to make sure you are healthy in actual NFL games.
The Packers won't do that. Like,
would any
could
team
they
do
or
that?
should they?
Would any team?
I don't know if any team does that. I'd be curious to know. I just know the Packers aren't going to have that candid of a conversation. They're just going to either give him an offer in training camp, like where they try to see if like the pulse or the feel of his team, and then they'll kind of evaluate as time goes on. But I think if he gets to the end of the season without a deal, it's like they're going to have to step up big, which they've proven to do. But it's gonna be a big number, and they're going to have to be willing to do that if they want to keep him around.
All right, so we'll keep our eye on Tucker Kraft as we go on. 414 says, must be a slow day to go on a temper tantrum about a simulated scenario. Clearly, your ears aren't very good.
No, he's talking about Jake Bowers.
No, he's talking about Matt LaFleur.
No, it was 100 because he's the guy who texted in that said,
right. I agree.
He's going where Boss
but the temper tantrum about a simulated scenario is the simulation at Packers minicamp that I went on a temper tantrum about.
Well, my mom.
Well, yeah, your mom.
With 20 seconds left, you from the 17, like you could still like have a mindset of we're trying to win this game.
Is your mom really trying to explain to me that irregardless isn't a word? Like, I don't know that. Like, is this real right now? Is this the universe I live in? Really? By the way, fled is the word, not fleed. I said fleed in the first hour. My daughter called up and left me a message. Yeah, my daughter.
I was concerned about that, and I like it. Yeah.
By the way, did you guys see that JB in the 920 has a folder from Man U that like he was an amazing high school soccer player?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. All right, JB.
So we might have to dig into that deeper. Not right now, but at some point. Tommy's wearing sunglasses now, and I feel a little uncomfortable. Fan bases, fandom, and don't riot. Like, do we have to tell people still not to like throw eggs at people and don't flip cars over and all those sorts of things? Are we jealous of New York fan? Are we envious? Are we just in awe of what is happening at Madison Square Garden or other? We'll discuss that and we'll make some parallels to World Cup fandom and soccer hooliganism when we come back here on the Mason Crosby Show.
Yeah, buddy.
Mamma mia, mamma mia. Mamma mia, let me go. Beelzebub has a devil put aside for me, for me, for me.
This is the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Nellis, Tommy Wirtz, Mason Crosby with you. Mason, anybody ever throw eggs at you?
I think they threw it at our bus
at the
one
bus,
time.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Philly or Minnesota?
That happened in Philly. Yeah.
Philly's the worst.
They're jerks over there.
They put quarters in marshmallows and throw them at Santa in Philadelphia.
Yeah, come on.
That's
Be better, Philly.
Crazy.
Be better.
Knicks fans direct jeers and flying egg at Spurs Wembanyama. A brutal night for Wemby continued even after he returned to his hotel Wednesday. He was pelted with booze and nearly struck by a flying egg.
Tell me the point of this.
Can we be better? Right.
Yeah, just what are you trying to accomplish here?
Right. I like the jeers, like
good-natured
jeers, like booing or.
That's expected. You expect to at least be safe from physical harm.
Right. Like chant Knicks in 5. Chant Knicks in 5. Yeah. Just do that.
Yeah. And so my hope now, hearing all this and seeing all this go down, is that the Knicks, the Spurs, go on and win this and find a way to win this series and win this final. And the Knicks hold on to that they have the greatest comeback in finals history.
It gets wiped away.
And
right?
in their heart of hearts, they'd be like, hey, well, at least we have the bet. We came back in game 4. Oh my gosh. They would hold on to that so much. That's the type of fan base they are. They find something. It is,
but it would.
It's just like the Bears have an 85.
Right. In the minds of the rest of us, it would get erased.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And why are you celebrating? It's it's awesome that they did that, but it's also
Mason,
they shouldn't have been able to win that game. The Spurs also blew that game.
Yeah, for sure. And we talked about it yesterday a lot, and you'll chime in too. De'Aaron Fox, the fact that he went up for that layup and didn't just dribble out the ball.
I just kept texting him Fox, what is happening? What is happening?
You were all over it.
It was an out of body experience. Like the turnovers and and then that's where I brought up the point is why not? Why didn't they take him out? Just take him out, give him a sack. He was clearly off his game. The inbound that with the tip in, he should have been guarding on that play. He was on the inbound.
He went to double Brunson and
but he didn't even go to double. It was he didn't even commit to that.
Right.
And then he was trailing the play slow after the fact. I don't know. It was his legs got heavy. He wasn't moving right. To go and try to make that layup was ridiculous. That was insanity. Just run the clock out. If he's going to foul you, let him foul you.
Right. Get fouled.
Just run the clock.
You're going to get fouled there.
Because best case scenario, you make that basket, you still leave them a ton of time to have a chance to make a 3-pointer to tie.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was idiotic. That was so bad.
Yeah, that was brutal. Mason, the Knicks are winning the championship.
More than likely, yes. But
I don't know if they're winning it this weekend. And we did this yesterday, so we might as well look at it again today. The get-in price in San Antonio tomorrow night is $1,300.
Yeah.
So if I'm a New Yorker with $10,000, I'm buying 2 plane tickets and I'm buying 2 tickets, to the game, and I'm still spending significantly less than if Game 6 happens,
for sure,
where the buy-in's going to be $10,000 just to get in the building.
At least, yeah.
It's $10,000 right now. If the Knicks lose Game 5, I assume that price will go way up because Knicks fans are going to assume that they win at home. I will say I do enjoy the passion. I don't obviously I don't enjoy the throwing the eggs and the jeers and that stuff, or attacking fans outside the arena or whatever. But I do enjoy the passion inside an arena when a team. And so I in one of my friend chats, they were saying, do you think that was the greatest home sport experience in the history of sports?
It had to be one of them. They got Wemby on his free throws.
They did. And
he was clearly flustered.
And he's 84% in the playoffs. He's 82% in the regular season. It's not like Giannis missing 2 free throws.
Yeah,
who's a 66%.
He's a great free throw shooter.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm trying to think of like other great home performances, not necessarily comebacks, but just like amazing, NFC or AFC championship games, amazing World Series games. I mean, it was in the NLCS, and the Dodgers obviously were going to beat the Brewers last year, but to be in attendance when Ohtani hits 3 home runs and strikes out 10 guys had to be a euphoric experience for Dodgers fans, even though we hated it here. I do wonder, but what, to come
I hate
back,
the reaction, but like, yes, to be in that building and like experience that from it. If we just say a fan like perspective, let's take away that it's the New York Knicks fans and like they responded horribly, or a small group of them did, right? Yep. But to be in that building had to be electric. I mean, that had to be one of those, like you
just
will
insane.
Like whatever you paid for your ticket
was worth it.
Most people, decide at that moment it probably became worth it to them.
Tommy,
like they came back.
Tommy, you look skeptical. Are you skeptical?
Like if you're in that building and you're a diehard Knicks fan, like you can't say that you would have that would have been one of the top moment, sports moment, live viewing moments of your life.
Sure, but you didn't even win the title yet.
Right, but you couldn't win it and get. I mean,
sure.
You could have won it if you had done Game 3, but going into that game up 2-1, you can't win a championship.
Would you rather have gone to Phoenix to watch the Bucks win the title, or see them win their 3rd game of the series in Milwaukee?
I would have rather won it at home.
No.
Is that
no? The question is winning the 3rd game.
Oh, the 3rd game,
or you get to watch them win the title on the road.
Title.
Yeah, 100 times out of 100.
Okay.
So no, like you would actually probably for cheaper than getting into Madison Square Garden,
right,
be able to go down to San Francisco or San Antonio and watch them win the title, which I would rather do. Now, if you go down there and they don't win, then it's an awful experience. Then it's terrible.
That's the toss-up. Yeah, like I don't know. I'd rather be in that building for that moment.
Or would you rather be at a watch party in New York City with thousands of other New York fans
probably be better
partying?
Yeah, that'd probably be better.
And I don't know the answer, because I do think there's something also special about winning a championship on the road. Like I know at home is amazing, and we'll always have Bucks and 6. Like we had that experience at home. But to win on the road and to be in the arena when that happens, to have those bragging rights that's a special thing as well.
Yeah, no doubt. Little side note.
Yeah, I just
saw a little tidbit, and I know Tommy likes that we're squirrely today, but it's Friday, so we're getting into the weekend. I just saw something that Mexico game.
Oh,
did you see the viewers? How many viewers were for the opening game of the World Cup?
No.
Like they estimated 1.2 billion
worldwide.
Yeah, worldwide.
Did you see the amount
compared to Super Bowl 120 million?
One in every 8 people in the world.
I don't know. That's what
game.
I saw. I maybe was looking at sometimes the internet lies to you, but I mean that's what I saw.
Did you see that there were thousands and thousands of empty seats in the night game yesterday in Guadalajara?
Yeah.
And that,
that's a tough matchup, though.
Right. So,
South Korea versus Czechia.
Yep. $500 a ticket. And was it Czechia or was it Czech Republic?
I don't know.
The same
Czechia.
Yeah.
Changed names.
But they didn't make the tournament until March. So so their fans didn't have as much time to make it. Real quick, want to shout out Farm Girl Art and Antiques in Walker's Point, Wisconsin. They are listening to our show at their place of business right now. So I want to give a shout out for that. What do you got there? Is that Czech Republic, Czechia? Or?
No, Mexico, South Africa drew a staggering 1.42 billion viewers worldwide.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's I mean, and I wonder what that means for the remaining games
I mean, in the UK, they had like almost 7 million people watching in the UK.
And they don't even have 7 million people in the UK.
Right? Do they? I don't know.
Sounds like Chicago voting to me.
Oh, yeah.
414-677-1250. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Talking text line. Somebody texted in like somebody we're supposed to talk to, but I don't know if I don't click on links, so I don't know. We'll have to figure that out.
Don't click on that link.
No. But it's just a Facebook page. So but Mason, back to the New York fan. Is there something special that we can glean from the world of sports? And listen, we felt it at AmFam Field last year, right? Against the Cubs, especially.
For sure.
Like if you were in that building, and I was at all 3 home games, that building was electric. And yes, it's part of it's the Cubs and Council and all those sorts of things. But if the Brewers had found a way to win game 1 against the Dodgers, when they got destroyed, they got dominated, and then they get the bases loaded and the tying run at third base and Terang's up, and they had a chance to tie that game. If they found a way to win that game, that place would have exploded to the nth degree in terms of excitement and passion. And that's what we're looking for here, right? And so I don't begrudge the Knicks fan for the ones who are doing it in a positive way. The ones who are there and cheering, they're not there to boo the Spurs. They're not there to flip over cars. They're there to cheer for their team.
For sure. No, that is the positive side of the game. And that's, I think, probably my only issue with the series in the NBA and hockey, and all that is because of that. Like, you're trying to time up when am I going to get that moment? But I still think that moment, like, it doesn't matter if they won the title. Like, you might not have been able to go to the title game. That game in history and like for your fandom is going to be a defining moment.
If they win.
You will. It doesn't matter. I don't even think like you're going to remember that moment whether they win the championship or not. Like in that building, like, are you still going to lose that moment?
You're going to remember it as like, this is where I peaked, and it's not a title.
Gosh, that's such a downer, though.
I know that's the fact. That's the fact.
But I still think you're going to remember that electric moment, and it's going to still have
What
a
electric
moment
in attendance?
What electric moment
Yep.
from the Golden State Warriors 2016 runner-up against LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers stands out to all the Golden State fans?
Well, none, because they also won 3 rings, 4 rings. Like they won. They weren't a standalone.
They're not worried about it. Yeah.
Right. Like that's a different example.
Molly texted me.
What do Dallas Mavericks fans remember of the Mavericks run when they got to the finals against the Celtics? You know what they take away from that season? The year did they get to game 7? Was it the Western Conference semis or finals where they blew out Phoenix by 50? Like they'll remember that game, but they don't remember any, like there's not necessarily a joy from, and now that Luka's gone, there's even less joy for Mavericks fans. So there is a lack of joy when your team doesn't finish the job. Packers fans. I mean, Packers fans over the past 20 years or 15 years, like how many times have the Packers gotten close and not gotten there? There's no joy in how good the Packers have been for 15 years. Like there's some immediate joy during some of those playoff wins or some of those regular season wins. But overall, this has not been a joyous 15-year experience for the Green Bay Packers since you guys last won the Super Bowl.
I don't want to read these texts from Molly because she said Tommy's right on his take. Okay. Like she agrees with Tommy.
Yep.
And then she references the Seattle game, and I just want to throw up in my mouth.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
that's part of the last.
Remember when Julius
years.
Peppers like totally like had an awesome game against that?
Remember when Aaron Rodgers?
That game was on the other day, and like whenever Julius tells and Morgan Burnett like goes to the ground after the interception.
That's the worst.
There's like no Seattle players
all
anywhere.
The time.
Yeah, it's like why?
It's just insane.
But we always have that moment.
It's basically like Fox trying to make the make the layup.
Aaron Rodgers drives the Packers down at Lambeau in the first drive of the game and go up 7-0 on a -4 million degree game against the Niners. And it's like, oh, the Packers know how to play in the cold
again,
and nothing else happens, and a block punt.
Yeah,
great. Question for Mason Crosby. he's talking about Longwell, and I heard Longwell talk hitting the low cut at home because of wind, and Trey Smack hitting the high ball. Can Smack fix the way he hits the ball? We talked about this a little bit earlier on the show, but
it's going to be hard. I think it's going to be hard right now, like leading into a season. I do think he's got to focus on trying to hit that ball like as consistently as possible right now. It's just getting used to the snap and the hold. And like, again, we're in June. Mm-hmm. So he's kicked, a few hundred balls maybe with this operation. So let's wait till we're in training camp. And once we're kind of in the middle of that and see if he gets comfortable with how the operation feels, the timing and all of those things. Because again, when you're pulling the ball left, you're probably rushing something. You're getting a little quick. You're trying to, every time my ball went left, I felt like I had maybe gotten into a spot a little too early, and I tried to like hesitate, and then you try to catch up, right? So his timing is a little off. I'd be hesitant to say like, let's work on driving the ball a little bit. Let's work on doing some of these things. Like I'm just more focused on pick a good spot. We don't have to hit a 65-yarder every time we're on the field.
Yes,
like
that is correct.
Like, let's try to smooth this thing out. Good contact. That was his strength, right? Like that was like one of the things that we saw in his scouting report is that he hits a good straight ball. Yep. So we need to see that. Like, be the guy that we drafted you to be. We're not going to make anything up, and let's not overthink this thing. And then you start. I would say, in training camp, we try to find those balls. Like if that wind is howling crosswind, we don't want to hit it to the moon. Let's find a ball that like just pierces that wind and holds its line as much as possible. So, and then trust his kicking coach, because Cam McCord, these guys, they're not kickers. They don't know. They're not gonna give him any tidbits. He needs to trust himself and go out there and do why they drafted him. Go and do the job for what they drafted you to do.
Mason's Extra Points live from Green Bay are next.
Yeah, they are.
What's on Mason Crosby's mind today?
Now I'm thinking.
It's time for Extra Points, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis.
Tell me what's on your mind.
On the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Well, all that's on my mind here as we wrap up the Mason Crosby Show for this week is USA Soccer. It is World Cup time, and they need to go beat the dog
Paraguayans.
Paraguayans.
Mason, is there any reason I shouldn't go to the Potawatomi Sportsbook right now and just bet a parlay? Brewers to win, USA to win.
Oh, I like that parlay.
10 to win, 1870.
Yeah,
it's plus 187.
Do it right now.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
If USA doesn't win tonight, then I think we do just question all of U.S. soccer at the moment. That's
okay. They got to win.
I'm going extreme.
Okay,
yeah, I'm going.
They got to win
now.
this game in L.A. Well, how's the crowd going to be in L.A., you think?
I'm sure it'll be good. I think everyone's excited for this. There's a lot of these watch parties all over the country, I think, going on. The U.S. Federation of Soccer is trying to get this thing pumped. So I can't wait to get out there and just see everybody. Hope y'all show up in Green Bay, come to Titletown, get to hang out, watch the game with us. It's going to be an awesome time.
Awesome. Well, he is Mason Crosby at Titletown tonight. Join him. Tommy Wirtz, the leadoff show tonight at 5. My name's Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. You've been listening to the Mason Crosby Show.
Later.